Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. Thank you so much for being a viewer, for being a subscriber. If you learned something new from this video and if I can bring a smile to your face, please do me a favor and please subscribe. Please enable notifications so that you can get alerts from us. I would really appreciate it. That's your vote of confidence in us and all the hard work that we do non-stop to bring you the latest information. Also, if you learn something new, please click like, but please subscribe and enable notifications. I'm about to make you smile. This has been a highly unusual year. And in fact, on your screen, you'll see a tweet from Kelly Cohn, who's an ESPN reporter. And this little boy who's being chased by what I think is, I don't even know what kind of bird it is, but this is the kind of year that we've had. Take a look at this, and then I'll jump into the content. Let's watch. Now, ain't that right? It's been that kind of year for all of us. Hopefully, one day we can all wake up and then we can all forget about 2020 entirely. And I can tell you one person that wants to put 2020 behind him. That's President Trump. On your screen, you'll see an article from Bloomberg today that suggests that mass airline layoffs are coming specifically in swing states. As federal relief runs out, airlines are preparing to cut thousands of jobs in important swing states like Arizona, Pennsylvania, and other election battlegrounds. So what's going to happen is, if the government's payroll program for airlines is allowed to expire as scheduled on Wednesday, the airlines say they'll cut tens of thousands of jobs, many concentrated in battleground states, including North Carolina, Florida, Arizona, Pennsylvania, and Texas, because that is the way all the routes, all the airline hubs are essentially set up. This is starting to be a situation where everyone is feeling the stress. Everyone from both sides is starting to feel the stress right now, which is why I think a stimulus deal or a stimulus negotiation needs to finally come through. Now, the guy who essentially was at the center of the first stimulus negotiation, and he does deserve credit for this, that he's US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin. In fact, here's a profile of the US Treasury Secretary on the New York Times website. Steven Mnuchin's deal staved off catastrophe. Can he make another one? Will the White House and Congress keep him from rescuing the economy again? This was an article on the New York Times website, and I will provide you with a link to the article in the description section below. But boy, oh boy, has this not been an unusual year. In this video, I'll give you the latest status of the stimulus negotiations, where things stand right now. An important comment from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi as she was getting into an elevator, which tells us exactly where the Democrats are right now and what I think is about to happen next. So, this was reported on the Politico website, and I'll provide you with a link to the Politico website in the description section below. But here's the bottom line. If a deal comes through now, then House Speaker Pelosi's original negotiating position, her original stance that she would remain firm and not budge, might end up being proven correct, because what's happening is the White House, the president did indicate that the Republicans should do higher numbers, and they're getting closer and closer to Speaker Pelosi. And if Speaker Pelosi does end up getting something close to $2.2 trillion, she's going to be proven right. And House Speaker Pelosi did tell Bloomberg's Eric Wasson, and I did report that earlier, that she's hopeful for a deal this week. Now, let's be clear. Mark Meadows was not on the 50-minute call this morning between House Speaker Pelosi and US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, and they did agree to speak tomorrow. And they did talk about the updated version of the HEROES Act. And House Speaker Pelosi basically hasn't shown much patience when it comes to White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, and she also hasn't taken the Freedom Caucus, the Problem Solvers bill. She hasn't taken it very seriously, and she seems to prefer dealing with US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, with whom they have struck deals in the past. But I just want to be clear: it's quite unlikely that there can in fact be a deal without the involvement of White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, because he is the other key negotiator on the part of the White House. And White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows is very close to the president, and he has the president's, attention when it comes to these kinds of negotiations. And there are individuals who who are not going to let Mnuchin make a unilateral decision. So White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows is going to be involved. But time is indeed running out. Everybody, we're getting closer and closer to the election. There is talk of a second wave. Things aren't really getting better. The suffering continues. I know my viewers and subscribers need quick cash now. A lot of individuals are struggling to pay rent, struggling to pay their mortgage, and that's what's going on right now. And the House Speaker Pelosi did say that the Democrats would vote on a bill, and if they do end up voting on this bill, and it's not going to go anywhere without bipartisan support, without the support of the Senate, then it'll be a largely symbolic gesture. And the chamber is likely to leave for the month at the end of this week. So if something has to happen, it is going to happen this week. CNN's Manu Raju actually caught up with House Speaker Pelosi. As she was getting into the elevator, he asked her if she was, what is the lowest she would be willing to go as far as stimulus talks with US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin goes. And she said, and I quote, "It's what meets the needs of the American people." And that did sound somewhat cryptic. To me, the way I interpret it is that she's not budging, and that they need to come up to $2.2 trillion. And what is likely to happen is that the Trump administration comes back to House Speaker Pelosi in the neighborhood of $1.5 trillion, which was the offer from the Problem Solvers Caucus. And the call that happened this morning, the 50-minute call between House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and US Secretary Steven Mnuchin, there was an attempt to try and close the almost $1 trillion gap between both sides. This is essentially a last-ditch pre-election effort, and they did talk in detail about the bill. This is something we don't know what they agreed to and didn't agree to at this moment in time, and Mnuchin has said very little so far. But like I've said before, the fact that the two sides aren't really bashing each other and are sort of simmering and considering things is something that I would consider to be a positive sign, and I'll report to you as more news comes in. And House Speaker Pelosi's offer is a $2.2 trillion offer, which they are prepping for a vote sometime this week. Republicans actually, and this is something that Larry Kudlow said, consider that this offer being closer to $2.6 trillion. And again, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and US Secretary Steven Mnuchin are scheduled to speak again in 24 hours. That is where things stand right now, everybody. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about the current state of affairs. Let me know if you feel like that, like that boy that was being chased by a bird. In fact, let's take a look at that one more time. I thought that was bizarre and funny, and I think that is how. Let's take a look here. That is how the 2020 has been. Let's take a look at this boy one more time. So that's it, everybody. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. I have the fortune, the honor, the privilege of living the American dream. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. I want to be able to help you. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. If you want to get on our SMS list, get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000, and then you'll get added to our SMS alerts list. You can also get added to our email list. Go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and you'll get added to our email list. You can opt out of the SMS or email list at any time. You can also bookmark youtube.com/ignitiontime. That's youtube.com/ignitiontime. So make sure you do that. This way you're not dependent on YouTube notifications, and you can check out our channel at any moment in time. Follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. Follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. So make sure you do follow us there. Once again, we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time. I really appreciate you watching. Please click like, please subscribe so that you can get alerts and important breaking news from us, fair, balanced news. Please subscribe, please enable notifications. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.